So the chronicles of Jeezy and Jeannie are still kind of ongoing. It's been so much crap going on with all different types of theories as to why they split, whose fault it was. Some people were saying that Jeannie was cheating with some dude, I don't know, some it don't matter. Mario Lopez or something like that. Some people were saying that Jeannie was cheating. Some people were saying that it was, Jeezy just trying to go back to his player ways and all this other stuff. But first, Jeannie. So I was watching the clip of Lovely T, and she was kind of covering this particular topic. And part of that video was showing Jeannie on this TV show, basically calling her ex-husband a Mitch.
Definitely was not like that with her ex-husband Freddie. When he would come to the View, they both looked miserable as hell. She even called him a Mitch one time.
She had some choice words to describe you in an earlier show. Take a look.
I feel like I married my version of a Mitch.
Really?
Yes, when he's sick and his mom is around, it's a totally different man that I don't even know.
You stood up real quick. Do you know what a Mitch is?
I just found out what that is today.
It's a male.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this description of you?
One word that she brings up a lot is compassion for people's situations.
You can sit down. Go ahead.
And
You're scaring me right
considering,
now.
maybe I'm just looking for some compassion in situations,
Yes.
Like
From your mother.
Yes, because if I don't get it at home, at least I can get it from my mother.
Now that's got to be one of the most depressing things to hear, right? Like for your wife to be saying something like that about you on national television. What are the conversations like at home? You know what I'm saying? For her to just come out and just be like, hey, this man is a man, a man female, you know what I'm saying? That sucks. That sucks. But then another video came out where she was just talking about how she started to do that with Jeezy, but he shut it down. And I'd really want to hone in on this because it really says something. So
that was kind of selfish of me, and then whatever you see when you call that out, do what you got to do in order to kind of grow out of that, or stop, or draw a boundary between you and that person. For example, I have a really hot temper. Not a lot of people know this, but it's just something in my family. I've seen it in my grandmother. Saw it in my grandfather, to my grandmother, to my mom, to my aunts, to me, right? But I didn't notice it in myself until I was with Jeezy.
Interesting. You didn't notice in your previous marriage?
No, because it has to do with the type of relationship you have and the type of respect you have for that person, to mirror things back to you where you actually would stop you in your tracks and evaluate yourself,
So you had it.
So I had it, but nobody
nobody
ever called me out on it. Also, in my line of work, sometimes being a boss isn't so great for you, because you have a lot of people who just agree to what you want. They're yes men, right? And so I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, who? That's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? But I was triggering him. So through work, we learned that we both have certain habits that to the everyday person, from friends, family, fans, they'll never see it. But to the person who loves us deep enough, you can press that button and boom, the dragon comes out. And we both have it, so we had to work on that. But he never told me to fix my temper. I just saw it and I thought, unless I want to stay in this place where I lose this person I love, and I stay in my comfort zone of doing what I want to do and function the way I have for the last 40 years when nobody else had to stop me.
Which obviously has done quite well for you.
Right, I could have. But this was something greater that I wanted, and also a great challenge to myself to say, what if, now that I know it exists and the dragon's there, what if I got rid of that? How do I kill that dragon or store it in its place so that it never creates havoc in my life?
Yeah, many times, many of us have, there are so many of us that have these demons or dragons, as she put it, that can interfere with whatever we're doing, whatever we want to build. but it's so normal. It's so a part of who we are that we don't necessarily notice it sometimes. And this one in particular for Jeannie Mai, or really any woman or whatever, is very problematic, because think about what it was like for her ex-husband to remain in a relationship where she didn't see him as her equal, and she reminded him of it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like to say something like that about your significant other on TV, like it had to be no respect, you know, no value in him. She always kind of looked at him in a lesser than light. So, you know, she gets with Jeezy, and she's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you know, things are fine. You know, I'll change for him. He's my equal. But what happens when something within him changes? You know, what exactly is the list of requirements for him to remain your equal, for him to maintain your respect? And what happens when that changes? What happens when you say, oh, okay, well, you know what? I didn't like what you did the other day. Now you are beneath me, so now I'm finna start going off and cussing you out and calling you a Mitch, a man bitch. You know what I'm saying? So that particular stance when it comes to a relationship, when it comes to a woman viewing her man in that type of light and reacting or responding to him whenever he's vulnerable or dealing with something, and talking about him like that, it's so destructive. It is so destructive. It will destroy any marriage or whatever. So I'm glad that she made progress in changing that particular behavior. Apparently that was not enough for her to remain with Jeezy. Apparently he felt like something else was going on. There was some other issue and he wanted out. So she stated that she actually made the changes necessary to no longer embody that particular posture, you know what I'm saying, of like, you are beneath me and I'm gonna go off and so on and so forth. So that more than likely wasn't the actual issue, as far as, you know, so many different theories about why they're splitting up. Who knows really? But what I do know is that particular thing will absolutely destroy relationships. If a woman is being like that to a man on a consistent basis, kind of beating him down, having a temper, and that temper is connected to her perception of him being less than him or something like that, it's going to destroy whatever you got going. So don't do it. Stop it. Get some help. Make a change. I don't know. Yeah, if you enjoy this content, feel free to express yourself by the many means available on this page. I'm going to do at least one more video on this, maybe another one. We'll see if there's any kind of like hardcore news related to this. And yeah, have a good one.